In this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to make this cute Valentine's bear. I also have a pattern on my website as well, and the list is in the description. For the list of material, please check out the description as well. Anyone who is new to my channel and is new to crocheting, I recommend that you check out my playlist called Amigurumi 101 first. In that playlist, you're going to learn how to make basic crochet techniques and all of the abbreviations needed for this video. I hope you enjoy. We are going to start off this tutorial by making the head / the body. Using white yarn, make a new loop. I'm currently using a 3.5 mm hook. When making a new loop, you want to make sure that the loop is the right size and not too big or too small. Now yarn over hook and pull through to make a chain. We are going to make 2 chains in total. After that, push your hook into the first chain. In this chain, you're going to make a total of 6 single crochet. I just made the first single crochet. Let me repeat to you. So push your hook into the chain, pull the yarn through, and then pull the yarn through 2 loops. That's another single crochet. Again, push the hook into the first chain, yarn over hook, pull through, yarn over hook, pull through both loops. That's the 3rd single crochet. Push the hook through, pull the yarn through, and pull the yarn through both loops. That's our 4th single crochet. Push the hook through, pull the yarn through, and then pull the yarn through both loops. That's the 5th single crochet. We just need to make 1 more. Again, that's the 6th single crochet. As you could see, there's a small hole in the middle. What you can do is pull the short end tight in order to reduce the hole size. Now I'm going to pull my hook a little bit so the loop looks bigger. After that, I'm going to insert the stitch marker in the last stitch of this round, so the 6th stitch, and then turn the stitch marker a little bit to secure it. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna tighten the hole once more and then cut this in a little bit so that it doesn't get in the way. Now put the hook back into the loop and pull the yarn so that the loop gets a bit smaller. Now we're going to start on the second round. In this round, you're going to make increases a total of 6 times because we currently have 6 stitches. Push your hook into the first stitch. Notice how when you push your hook, it should go through both loops. Now pull your yarn. You have 2 loops and then pull the yarn through both loops. Right now you got 1 single crochet. To make an increase, you need to make 2 single crochet inside each stitch. So now I'm currently making another single crochet in the same stitch, and now you got 2 single crochet in 1 stitch. On the next stitch, also make an increase. Push your hook, yarn over hook, pull through, yarn over hook, pull through both loops. That's 1 single crochet. In the same stitch, push your hook, yarn over hook, pull through, yarn over hook, and pull through both loops. Now you got an increase in the second stitch. On the third stitch, let's increase. Grab the yarn, pull the yarn through both loops. Push the hook through the third stitch again to make another single crochet. Now we made the third stitch. On the rest of the stitches, we'll keep increasing. That's the first single crochet. That's the second single crochet in the fourth stitch. Now let's increase 2 more times. That's the fifth stitch. Fifth increase. On the last stitch, let's take off the stitch marker first, then make an increase in that last stitch. Now once you are done, insert the stitch marker into the very last single crochet that you just made. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The second round you should have a total of 12 stitches. For this next round, we are going to make one single crochet in the first stitch and then make an increase in the second stitch. And we are going to repeat this same sequence until the end of the round. So push your hook into the first stitch, yarn over hook, pull through. Now you have 2 loops, and then yarn over hook, pull through again to make a single crochet. Push your hook into the second stitch, yarn over hook, pull through, yarn over hook, pull through both loops. So now you have one single crochet in the second stitch. You need to make one more. So now you just made an increase in the second stitch. And we're going to repeat the same sequence. So one single crochet, then increase for the next 2 stitches. Push your hook into the next stitch and make a single crochet. In the next stitch, make an increase. You need to make one more single crochet in the next stitch to make an increase. So as you can see here, we have one single crochet, increase, and then we have another single crochet, then we have an increase there. We're going to keep repeating this. In the next stitch, make a single crochet, and in the next stitch, make an increase. That's one single crochet. Let's make one more. That's one increase. Make one single crochet, then increase again. That's one single crochet. Then make an increase. That's one. That's the second single crochet in the same stitch. Let's repeat the sequence once more. One single crochet, then let's make an increase. That's an increase. That's one single crochet, and to finish the last stitch, let's take off the stitch marker, then let's make an increase in that last stitch. That's one single crochet, and in the same stitch make another single crochet. Okay, now that's an increase. Again, insert the stitch marker into the last stitch of the round. Let's count the stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So you should have a total of 18 stitches in this round. For round 4, it's very similar to the last round, but we're going to make 2 single crochet, then increase. By 2 single crochet, I mean you're going to make 1 single crochet in the first 2 stitches each. So push your hook into the first stitch, then make 1 single crochet. Okay. In the second stitch, also make 1 single crochet. One single crochet there, and then the second single crochet in the second stitch there. On the third stitch, you're going to increase. Again, increase just means 2 single crochet in the same stitch. So we just did 2 single crochet, then an increase. You're going to repeat the same sequence until you reach the end of the round. For the next 3 stitches, let's make 2 single crochet, then an increase. One single crochet, one single crochet, then make an increase. One single crochet there, another single crochet, and then that's an increase. For the next 3 stitches, let's repeat the same sequence. 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, then increase. One, 2, then increase. Let's repeat the same thing. 1 single crochet, another single crochet, and then increase. One, 2, increase. Okay, just need to repeat 2 more times. 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, then increase. Now one last time. 1 single crochet, another single crochet, take off the stitch marker, make the increase in the last stitch, Now that you are done, insert the stitch marker into the last stitch of the round. For this round, there should be a total of 24 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Round 5 is going to be very similar to round 3 and 4, but instead you're going to make 3 single crochet and then increase. So push your hook into the first stitch and make a single crochet. On the second stitch, also make a single crochet. On the third stitch, make a single crochet. On the fourth stitch, increase. One single crochet, one single crochet, one single crochet in the first 3 stitches, then we have an increase. Let's repeat the same sequence until you reach the end of the round. One single crochet. In the next stitch, make one single crochet. Then in the next stitch, also make one single crochet. Then increase. I'm going to pause right there. One single crochet, one single crochet, one single crochet, then increase. I already did the sequence twice. You will have to repeat 4 more times to get to the end of the round. I'm going to fast forward this video and I'll see you at the end of the round. Here's the end of round 5. It should look something like this. As you can see, the piece is not entirely flat. It looks slightly curvy. And this is how the other side looks like. In this round, you should have a total of 30 stitches. I'm not gonna count the stitches. I hope that you know how to count by now. Now let's start on round 6. For this round, you're going to single around. What this means is you basically make one single crochet in each stitch around. Round 6 is going to have a total of 30 stitches, and that means you're going to make 30 single crochet, one in each stitch. So that's one single crochet. In the next stitch, make another single crochet. In the third stitch, make another single crochet. In the fourth stitch, also make single crochet. On the fifth stitch, also make single crochet until you reach the end of the round. All you do here is just make one single crochet in each stitch. Nothing special here. I'm gonna see you at the end of round 6. Now we are at the end of round 6. We should have a total of 30 stitches because all we do is single crochet and no other stitches. The next two rounds, round 7 and round 8, we're going to do the same thing as round 6. But in order for us to be able to easily keep track of round 6, 7 and 8, I'm going to insert additional stitch marker right below round 6. As you can see here, let me push the hook through. You can see the hook is pushed between round 6 and round 5. I'm going to grab some scrape yarn, put it over my hook, and then pull through. I'm going to pull one end of the yarn through like that. So what this is telling me is that so far I have made one round of single crochet, and when I keep repeating the single round for many rounds, the blue yarn is going to help me keep count easily. For round 7 and round 8, repeat the same thing as you did in round 6. Now I'm at the end of round 7. If you look at the last stitch of the round, you can see that there are 2 additional rounds on top of the blue marker. So this additional stitch marker really helped me keep tracks of the repeating rounds. Now we just need to make one more round of single crochet for round 8. Let me fast forward the video again and I'll see you at the end of round 8. Okay, now I'm at the end of round 8. Still, there should be a total of 30 stitches in this round because all we did is one single crochet in each stitch. You can see there are 3 rounds on top of the blue marker, round 6, 7 and 8. I usually like to use additional marker every time I have to make repeating round. It's an easier way of keeping track. For round 9, it's going to be a different pattern, so I'm gonna get rid of that stitch marker for now and just keeping our main one there. For round 9, we are going to make 4 single crochet, then increase. For the next 4 stitches, make 1 single crochet in each. That's 1. That's 2 single crochet. That's the 3rd single crochet. That's the 4th single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. On the 5th stitch, increase. That's an increase. We are going to repeat the same sequence for the rest of the round. Now you can see that the shape looks a bit elongated, like the shape is no longer flat, as you can see. Right now the shape looks kind of like a cup so far. Again, make 4 single crochet, then increase and repeat the same sequence until the end of the round. Here I'm at the end of round 9. You should have a total of 36. For round 10, you're going to single around by making 1 single crochet in each stitch. That's 1 single crochet. On the second stitch, also make a single crochet. On the third stitch, again make 1 single crochet. On the fourth stitch, that's 1 single crochet, and just keep repeating that until the end of round 10. Here I'm at the end of round 10. You should have a total of 36 stitches. For round 11, we're going to make 4 single crochet, then decrease. So in the first stitch, make single crochet. In the second stitch, make single crochet. In the third stitch, also another single crochet. And in the fourth stitch, that's another single crochet. So a total of 4 single crochet in each stitch. Now we need to make a decrease. For decrease, you're going to basically make 1 single crochet that join 2 stitches. So push your hook into the first stitch, yarn over hook, pull through. Right now you're not gonna yarn over hook and pull through again. Instead, continue to push your hook through the next stitch, yarn over hook, pull through. Now as you can see, you have 3 loops. Now yarn over hook and pull through all of the loops. That's a decrease. Some people like to use invisible decrease because it looks nicer and hard to be seen, but personally I like to use a regular decrease. As long as you crochet tight enough, using a simple decrease should not be a problem. Okay, so we just did 4 single crochet, then decrease. You are going to repeat the same sequence for the entire round. I'm going to repeat the sequence again. 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then the last single crochet, so that's a total of 4 single crochet. Then make a decrease. Insert your hook into the first stitch, yarn over hook, pull through, push the hook through the next stitch, yarn over hook, pull through. Now you have 3 loops, yarn over hook and pull through all 3 loops. If you need further help with how to decrease, feel free to check out my Amigurumi 101 playlist. So basically you're going to repeat the same sequence until you reach the end of the round. So now I'm at the end of round 11. We are going to start round 12. Round 12 is going to be very similar, but we are going to make 3 single crochet, then decrease instead of 4. 1 single crochet, another single crochet, then in the next stitch another single crochet, 1 2 3, then we're going to decrease, yarn over hook, pull through, and in the second stitch do the same and pull through all of the 3 loops. Again, make 3 single crochet, then decrease and repeat until the end of the round. Here I'm at the end of round 12. As you can see, when we decrease, the piece kind of shrink. Because instead of increasing means it's expanding, but decreasing means it's shrinking due to less number of stitches. Right now I'm going to start adding some stuffing. You can see the amount of stuffing I have here, which is, it looks a lot bigger than the current crochet piece. To stuff, you can just use 2 fingers to push the stuffing in. What I like to do here is I basically like to stuff around the edges first by pushing off the stuffing out to the edges, leaving the middle kind of hollow or empty. Let's add a bit more stuffing and spread it out evenly to all of the side. Something like that. We don't need to stuff too much yet. After the hole gets a bit more narrower, we can add more stuffing later. I think this is good enough just to help kind of maintain the shape. Now for round 13, you're going to make 1 single crochet, then decrease. In the first stitch, make a single crochet. Then in the next 2 stitches, make a decrease. One single crochet, then decrease. Let's repeat the sequence until you get to the end of round 13. Right now, I just finished round 13. You can see the hole look a lot smaller. Now it's time to add a lot more stuffing. Again, when you push the stuffing in, try to spread it out toward the edges. Make sure that it's evenly spread out. I usually don't like my dough to be soft or squishy, and therefore I like to stuff a lot. The stuffing process can definitely take some time, so just be patient with it. By stuffing your piece, it could kind of make your crochet piece slightly bigger as well. And once your piece are firm, just try to check the side and make sure that those are firm as well. This is basically my stuffing process. Now last round, basically you're going to make decreases all around. So push your hook into the first stitch, grab yarn, then push the hook into second stitch and grab some yarn and pull through all loops. In order to reduce the gaps between the stitches, try to make sure that your decrease is tight. I like to use my middle finger to push down on the stuffing, also to make sure that none of the stuffing gets in between your stitches. Again, pull it tight and just keep repeating the same sequence till you're done. Now I just finished the last round. Here I'm going to show you how to finish off. First thing first, you're going to pull the loops out so that you can pause your work. Then make sure you remove the stitch marker. I'm going to then cut out the tail. I like to make sure I leave my tail long enough because we're going to use that to sew close the hole later. Now let's pull out that loop all the way through so the tail gets out. That's how you finish off. What I usually like to do is stuff some more, because when I turn my work around, I could see that some part on the bottom is still a little bit flimsy and it looks slightly uneven. So I'm going to add slightly more stuffing. The hole is slightly small, so what I like to do is use a tweezer to help me insert the stuffing in. And remember to not mix your personal tweezer with your craft tweezer for a hygiene reason. I'm just gonna keep going and make sure that everything is even and balanced. For the final shape, you actually can shape it slightly with your hand. Right now, the piece kind of looks like an 8 shape. Now we just finished the head / the body. I'm not gonna sew the whole clothes yet because we're going to have to do a lot of sewing later, so I'm gonna wait on that part. Next, we are going to make 2 ears. Let's start off with the white yarn. We are going to make a loop, but let's try to leave a little bit longer tail in the beginning by moving a bit further when you make a loop. This way we can use this tail to sew the ear. Now chain 2, then make 6 single crochet into the first chain. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then pull the tail on the back to close the hole. I'm going to pull the loop out and insert the stitch marker into the last stitch. For round 2, we're going to make a total of 5 increases. So in the first stitch, make an increase by making 2 single crochet in that first stitch. That's 1 single crochet. We need to make 1 more to complete the increase. That's an increase. On the second stitch, repeat the same thing, make an increase. On the third stitch, also make an increase. On the fourth stitch, make an increase. On the 5th stitch, also increase. For the last stitch, we're going to skip it and not make anything. Now let's finish off. So we're going to cut out this tail. Make sure to leave a long tail. Let's pull the hook out. Then let's take out this stitch marker. So here you have the first ear. You need to make one more ear. Next, we are going to make the mouth. Make a new loop with brown color yarn. Then chain 2. Then make 6 single crochet into the first chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's pause here to insert the stitch marker. Insert the marker into the last stitch of the round. Let's pull the short end of the tail to reduce the hole size. For the second round, we are going to increase 2 times in the first stitch and in the second stitch. So in the first stitch, make an increase. That's 1 single crochet. That's the second single crochet. Now we have the first increase. All we need is to make one more increase, but in the second stitch. As you can see, we have 2 increases and we are going to skip the rest of the stitches. Now it's time to finish off. Again, let's cut the tail. Make sure your tail is long enough for you to sew. Pull out your hook. And remove the stitch marker. Here's how the mouth should look like. Now we're going to sew the nose onto the mouthpiece using pink embroidery thread. Basically, just cut out a long piece of the thread. And now we're going to insert the thread into a needle. What I'm going to do is Basically make a horizontal line. You'll see in a bit. Basically insert the needle from the back to the front and try to pull it. However, try to leave some tail on the back. You don't want to pull it all the way through. Then push the needle back from the front to the back. Before you pull it all the way through, I always like to kind of untwist the thread slightly to make sure that the strand is straight and pull it all the way through. So that would be the nose. We're going to wrap around the thread many more times so the nose is thicker. Right now it's very thin. Again, same thing. Push the needle from the back to the front and pull it all the way through. Then insert the needle from the front to the back. I'm going to repeat a few more times. The reason I use an embroidery thread instead of a yarn is because each thread is very nice because it doesn't have like an extra fiber as in the yarn, and you can make a lot more detail since it's a lot more smaller too. Let me see how that looks on here. Now that we are done, let's cut off the long tail. Then let's tie the two tails together into a knot. And normally I like to make a double knot for extra security. Now just trim the tail. Now we are done with the mouth/nose. going to pin it to the face just to see how it looks like. So I'm going to teach you how to count from the top location to where I put the pin. So the top part counted as 0, then 1, below that is round 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that hole is between row 5 and 6. Now I'm going to mark the location of the eyes. I like to put the eyes 1 stitch away from the notes. The top part of the eye is aligned with the center of the nose, as you can see. The eye is 1 stitch tall, basically 1 row tall. And mark the other side of the eye in a similar way. Now I'm going to take the rest of the pins out. Now we have marked the eyes and secured the location of the notes. Usually you want to use more than 1 pin so the piece doesn't move. Now I'm going to sew the nose to the face. Insert the tail into a needle. First, pick up some yarn on the face. You can see that the location where I pick up the yarn is near the tail. You don't want to pick up that stitch far from the tail. You want to pick up somewhere close to the tail. Push the needle through and pull through. Next step is to insert your needle under the next stitch from bottom up, then pull it through. Now I'm going to pick up another stitch on the face and pull the needle through. Next, on the brown part, push the needle from bottom up on the next stitch. When you sew, there's no need to rush. please take your time. The next part will be slightly different. Instead of picking up the stitch on the face, I'm going to push down the needle into the next stitch of the brown part. Then now you can pick up some yarn on the face. Now you're going to push the needle up on the stitch, the same stitch you push your needle down. Now on the next brown stitch, push the needle down. Then grab the white part on the face, just grab some yarn. On the same stitch, push your needle up. On the next brown stitch, push the needle down. Pick up some yarn on the face. Then push the needle up through the same stitch. On the next brown stitch, push your needle down. Grab some yarn on the face. Push the needle up through the same stitch. On the next brown stitch, push the needle down. Let me take out that pin. On the face, pick up the yarn. Push the needle through the same brown stitch. On the next brown stitch, push the needle down. Pick up some yarn on the face. Now go up through the same brown stitch. Then go down on the next brown stitch. Grab the yarn on the face. Next, I'm going to push the needle through in order to try to finish this off and remove that last pin. You can see that the mouth is nicely sewn on. There was some yarn sticking out, so I'm trying to push back in. Next, we're going to make the eyes using brown embroidery thread. What you're going to do is going from the side, poke the needle in and where you want the needle to end up would be at one of these pins. I'm going to, as you can see, pull the pin out slightly so I could see where the needle is poking out from. Once you got the needle to be where you want it to be at, you can remove the pin. You can see that I just pull the thread through, but don't pull it all the way. Just leave some tail. And next, insert the needle into the head slash the body. I'm actually gonna poke the needle out on the bottom of the body because there's a lot larger area and it would make it easier. And pull through. Just make sure that the eyes are tight. You don't want to have a loose string. Then repeat the same thing for another eye. Let's poke the needle to where the first pin is. Remove the second pin, but try to remember the position of where that pin was at. Then poke the needle back down through that second pin's position. Then pull the thread through. Now that we marked the location of the eyes already, it's going to make it a lot easier when we have to wrap around the eyes many more times to make it thicker. Now just repeat again. Sewing can take time, so there's no need to rush. Just keep repeating this process until the eyes are thick enough. you can see the difference between the left and right eyes. Now when you're done, basically try to tie the tails together in order to secure it. Again, I'm going to make a double knot here. And once you're done, just trim the tail and hide the rest of the piece inside the body. For the next part, we're going to sew the ear onto the head. Use 2 pins to help secure the ears on the head. As you can see, the ear is kind of curving to the front. It's kind of curved inward. On the other ear, do the same thing. Use 2 pins to secure the location of the ears. Then from the top wheel, side wheel, kind of rotate the piece around to make sure that the ears are symmetrical. I'm going to readjust the location of my ears slightly to make sure that they both are symmetrical. Next, insert the tail into a needle. To start off, let's pick up a yarn on the face. Next, I'm going to pick up the yarn on the next stitch on the ear and pull through. Then grab the yarn on the head Let me take out that pin first because it is in the way. Then you're going to grab the yarn on the ear. Then grab the yarn on the head. Basically, you're going to keep alternating between grabbing the yarn on the ear and on the head until you sew the ear all around the front side and the back side. And as you keep going, if the pin is in the way, you can just slowly remove it one by one. Now again, grab the yarn on the head. The front side is completely sewn now. We still need to finish the back side. Since we just grabbed the yarn on the head, now let's grab the yarn on the ear. I always push the needle from bottom up. Then grab the yarn on the head. Alternating, now grab the yarn on the ear. Then grab the yarn on the head. Then grab yarn on the ear. Then grab the yarn on the head. Then grab the yarn on the ear. Now let's clean this up by inserting the needle to the bottom and pull the tail all the way through. And then notice another tail on the back of the ear. You're going to clean that up too by inserting it into a needle. I'm going to pick up some yarn on the ear. Then insert that needle through to the bottom to hide the tail. When you finish all the sewing, you're going to tie the two tails together to form a knot. Trim the tail and hide them inside. Now repeat the same process for the other ear. Here I just finished sewing the other ear on as well. So here, this is how it looks so far. Next, use 3 pins to mark the location of the heart. Mark it such that it looks like an upside down triangle. To embroider the heart, we are going to use pink embroidery thread, same color as the nose. To start off with, insert the needle from the side. You want the needle to end up at one of the pins locations before you remove the pin. Then pull your thread through, although you want to leave some tail at where you start at. Then insert the needle into the location at where the bottom pin is at. Remove the pin, then pull your needle through. Next, I'm going to insert the needle to the last pin location. Remove the pin, then insert the needle all the way through. Now insert the needle into the body at the bottommost position, then pull through. Okay, now that we have at least the basic shape, we are going to wrap around the thread many times so that the heart shape is thicker. When you sew, make sure that each piece of thread is sewn tightly. You don't want it to be too tight or too loose. And this is how the heart should look like once you have wrapped the thread enough time. The next part, we are going to add some chic brush. Again, we're going to use dark pink embroidery thread. For our brush, we're going to make 2 slashes on the side of the chic. So that would be the first slash. There you go. And we're going to add the second slash right next to it. Let's repeat on the other side. I'm going to make the slash go in the same direction.
금요일인가 네가 만나자 했던 날이 그 시간이 불었나 너와 나 생각해봤어 무슨 일일까 아니 무슨 말을 할까 아니 무슨 옷을 입을까 그렇게 금요일이 왔어 너의 발을 맞추려
Now let's clean up all the tails. And tie the two tails together to secure it. Hide the remaining tail inside. I'm going to add a bit more stuffing because I see some empty space right there. And it is also a good way to make sure that the pink color thread don't show up on the bottom of the piece by using the stuffing to kind of cover it. Now I'm going to show you how to sew close the hole. Insert the tail into the needle. First I'm going to pull the yarn back and insert the needle into the next stitch. Pull tight to make sure the yarn tail is not loose. I'm going to pick up another yarn on the other side straight across, and basically I'm going to sew it in the way that it looks like an asterisk shape. Just pull that tail through, you'll see it in a bit, and pull the tail tight. On the next stitch next to it, pick up the yarn and insert the needle across to the other side. Pull it tight, and on the stitch on the right side, the next stitch to the right side. Insert the needle and make sure the needle go all the way across. Pull the needle through and pull the yarn tight. So you're going to keep going in the same direction and push the needle across and pull tight. Insert the needle on the next stitch to the right, then push the needle across all the way through, then you pull tight. If you have some stuffing sticking out, you can pick it up using a tweezer. Then you're going to hide the tail by inserting the needle into the body somewhere else. Then cut that tail and use the needle to help you hide that remaining tail. Ta-da! Now you are done! I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and thank you so much for watching.